Hey guys, this is Statton. Welcome to another Heart to Heart with Statton. Now, I've had this subject on my mind for quite some time. In fact, I've had it since the one Heart to Heart video where I had Lil on as a guest. Now, what started this is when I made the echo chamber comment to her, and she said she'd never heard of it, didn't know what the term was or what it meant. So that took me by surprise, actually, because I've heard it quite often on TikTok. But then I found out after the video was posted that there were people that came to me and told me they didn't know what it was either. They'd never heard the term before. So I would actually like to talk about this. Not try to make the video too long or anything, but there's multiple reasons why I feel like it's important to cover this subject. Not only to learn what an echo chamber is, but also when we know what it is, we have the information we need to not stay or hide in it. Now, this is obviously a metaphorical echo chamber, not a literal one. But to explain what it is, an echo chamber is when you passionately believe in something, whether if it's politics or religion, it doesn't matter. But you feel the need to express it, not only out loud, which people often do by making social media videos on things like this, but when they themselves go to study up on different things, they will look up the videos that already talk about the subject that they already passionately agree with, and they tend to stick with those things. They tend to regurgitate things that they already heard and believe, but that's really flawed right there, because more often than not, when people are in an echo chamber, they're just repeating and what they've been told, and they themselves will only listen to things that they've already been told also, and more often than not, they won't do any real studying on the subjects. They won't look into them. They'll just they tend to look at something that or a particular subject, and like I said, it doesn't really matter which one, and then they say to themselves, I like what I'm hearing, and because I like what I'm hearing, this I agree with. They don't check the facts or anything. And this is a common flaw in every political party and every religion of all kinds. A lot of people believe what they believe either because they grew up in it, or they hear large groups talk about it continuously. So they start to, in their own minds, they start to see facts, and I say that with air quotes because what they say, they see it based on what they hear people talk about, but very few of them actually put forth the work and effort to studying up on these key points, because if they did, who knows what they might find. They may find that what sounded appealing to them is actually not true. And this has caused us all to become more and more extreme in our own passions and our opinions, to the point where, once again, the echo chamber thing will only listen to other people if we have already decided we agree with them. So you'll only listen to someone who is spewing out stuff that matches what you talk about. But as soon as someone shows up with a differing opinion who opposes the beliefs and stuff you have, quickly you shut it out. People that are in their own echo chambers push it away. They feel uncomfortable listening to it. The thought of even considering what the other person is saying and entertaining the idea that they might be right, they might be onto something, scares them. And I'm not calling out any particular side or any particular faith or any particular political party. I believe these people exist everywhere. But the thing is we need to learn to get ourselves out of that echo chamber. If you really believe that your ways are the correct ways, it shouldn't hurt you then to study up on these things, and not only study up on them, but study up on other things that might oppose the things that you agree with. Take them both in, consider them, listen to what the opposing person has to say. I'm not saying you have to agree with them right off the bat. I'm just saying listen to them. Don't shut them out. Don't run away. Don't think that don't just automatically jump to the conclusion, oh, they're just a hater. Yes, they're uneducated. What do they know? Just simply because they disagree with you and they have opposing beliefs. But rather, if you truly believe 100% that your ways are correct and there's no way for your ways to be disproven or debunked, then study not only the things that you agree with, but study the things you don't agree with. Compare the information. Facts are easy to find if you just put forth the effort to studying. But if you're only studying things that you've already decided that you agree with, what is it you're exactly learning in the end? Now, I'm not saying don't study the things that you already decided you agree with. Mix them up. Keep on studying the things that you agree with. You might learn more, but you will also learn a lot more if you study and figure out why there are people out there that disagree with it. In fact, it may even cause you to think about things that you never thought about. And it might help you also, if you are correct on your beliefs, it might actually help you explain why you believe what you believe. Because there are people out there that have legitimate questions. Questions that they ask not to be argumentative, although some do. Some ask to be argumentative, but others ask because they sincerely want to know the answer. And if the only answer you have is, I don't know, or I never really thought about it, I just liked what I was hearing, or I have these beliefs just simply because I grew up in them, well, then those answers only prove we don't know what we're talking about and we've hidden ourselves in our echo chambers. We need to come out and show that if we are correct, we have the information to prove that we know what we're talking about. And if it turns out we do entertain or think about or consider the other person who opposes our beliefs, and it turns out they have facts that prove what you originally believed may be wrong, there's nothing wrong with that either. You came out of it learning something. You don't have to set your first set of beliefs in stone. You might find out what you originally believed in may be incorrect, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to fear being wrong. It's when you just have to fear not bettering yourself intellectually, and you can't better yourself keeping yourself hidden in an echo chamber. Anyways, that's the subject. I hope this all helps every single one of you. My name is Statton. Like, share, and subscribe. And you all have yourselves a wonderful day. And remember, you are not alone.